stole my thunder. That was the first thing, so I'll give it to you one more time. What time is it? Now, for those of you who met me on the way in, I don't hear very well, and that's a real thing. So one more time, please. What time is it? Got it. Thank you. I am beyond grateful and humbled to stand before you as the 23rd head football coach at Lenoir-Rhyne University, and a big reason for that is because of the leadership in this room and the community support and the alumni support of you folks that are here. Really, my long list of thank yous starts with the two folks here on the stage. President Witt and Vice President of Athletics, Kim Pate, are really the biggest reason I'm here. It's one thing to have hopes or to have wishes on what you want your university and your department to look like, but to have folks that have a vision and a plan and are able to execute those things is a true testament to everything they are. And they have blown us away in the very short amount of time that we've been here in our transition with some of our staff, and then also just in putting the best foot forward for LR as my wife and I took a visit down here and throughout the interview process. So very appreciative. Thank you so much, guys, for trusting your story program to myself and our staff. All right. There's a few other folks that have really been instrumental in our short transition time. We've been down here since Sunday, a handful of us, kind of getting our feet on the ground and getting rolling. But Associate Athletic Director Aaron Brock, who I believe has been under the weather today, his family is, but he has been a huge help in the transition of just, I didn't even know where to use the restroom when I first got here. So getting me pointed in the right direction and where we need to be set up so we could hit the ground running at a very fast pace in recruiting. The other one is Michael Flick. Flick has been unbelievable for us, getting things squared away and just pointing us in the right direction, even if it's just where to have a good meal. So I'm very appreciative of those two guys going forward. As far as the other folks go, I'm going to mention a bunch of people here because they're truly the reason, aside from the administration, that I am where I am. You heard my beautiful wife, Lacey, my two boys, Luke, who's probably the biggest 3.5-year-old in the country, and hopefully a class of 2038 Bear, but we're excited, and our baby son Knox over there, but she's the real head coach in the operation, and I'm very blessed for all of her support that she provides so I can go out and do what I love, which is lead young men and coach the game of football. So thank you. Other folks I definitely need to mention, and the thing with Luke that you guys gotta understand, right? He loved, we're in the truck, car, train phase, right? So it was big for him to learn that there's a golf cart here on campus so he can drive it occasionally. That was his only caveat if we took a different job, was he had to be able to drive the golf cart. And now he's since been enamored with the number of Bears and the Chargers on campus. So that was a big deal. My mother, Judy Jacobs, right? My dad is a huge influence football-wise to me. He's since passed on, but my mother is a single parent, raised two sons for over 30 years by herself, and she is the reason that I'm here. And I'm very thankful for my mother, Judy. My mother-in-law, Bev. You'll get to know my mother-in-law, Beverly, is also a big part of our family unit. You folks will get to know her. She does a great job with our kids, and we're very fortunate to have her be such a big part of our life. As far as football influences go, like I just said, I'm the son of a football coach. I'm the grandson of a football coach. My grandfather was a high school coach for 50 years, an educator. He taught math and was a head coach at Brunswick High School in Cuyahoga Heights in the city of Cleveland, right? And I got the football acumen. I didn't get the math acumen. I can barely add, but he certainly bestowed what it's like to lead young men. And I'm very fortunate for the groundwork that he laid on how to do things the right way. My dad was a Division I college coach for 38 years, and so I've seen it. I've been around it my entire life, from having the players as a part of our family unit at our house, at our family functions. It has been intertwined in my family for as long as I can remember. So I'm very appreciative of those men. The guy, since my father's passing, that's my biggest mentor in the coaching profession, is a gentleman by the name of Bill Legg. He was offense coordinator at Purdue University. He's been at Marshall. He's been a little bit all over, but he has been a huge inspiration and a huge help, and that is the person that I bounce all my major decisions off of. So I'm very appreciative of Bill Legg being in my life and really being a father figure for me. My uncle Bill Jacobs also was in the coaching industry for a while. He's since transitioned into the strength and conditioning world. He's one of the original people with Hammer Strength, which is one of the huge companies in there. He does flooring now, so wish we could have gotten him on the front end of the weight room, but he'll be a guy that'll be around and is a part of the strength and conditioning community. And again, somebody that I use as a tremendous resource because he's been doing it for so long. Other folks have been huge influences on me and how I run a program. Joe Tiller at Purdue University, who obviously passed a few years ago, but Joe was a huge influence. He did less with more, and he was brilliant at evaluating talent and projecting guys. Defensive linemen that may be offensive linemen, safeties that may become linebackers. He was exceptional at that, and I learned an awful lot on his staff there in my time at Purdue University. John Luckhart at Cal PA. John Luckhart's a guy that should be in the College Football Hall of Fame here soon, between what he did at Washington Jefferson and what he accomplished at Cal PA. But he helped formulate how you run and manage a Division II. Because what y'all read in the media about Tennessee or Michigan or Ohio State or Florida, right? It's a very different business model than where we're at in the Division II world. And John's really the guy that put me onto it. We function a lot more how they manage the money. It's a lot like an NFL salary cap and how you have to place greater value on certain positions at certain times. And I learned an awful lot from Coach Luckhart that way. And I'm very appreciative for how much he's still in my life. I've had fantastic assistant coaches. If I've done anything right as a head coach, it's hired really good people that are all smarter than me. And we're going to put together and have started already to put together a brilliant staff here that they're going to hit the ground as soon as tomorrow morning. We'll be out here in the great state of North Carolina. We'll be down in South Carolina. We'll be in Georgia. We'll be in Florida, making sure everybody knows what an exceptional and elite program LR is. And we're looking forward to having a few more join the staff here shortly. My last thank you, okay? One of the biggest, if not the biggest reason I'm here, other than the support of the folks that I've had, is because we had a group of players and families that bought in to a very new program. Notre Dame College has only been around for 11 years. And those kids came in and had a belief and bought into everything that we did, and their families gave us everything. And I'm very appreciative of all that they gave us. So, what will LR look like, right? Y'all hired this guy from Cleveland, okay? So I spent some time in Morgantown. I know that's not completely in the South, but I do use y'all. I'm working on the timing of the Bless Your Hearts, and y'all can tell by my suit size, there's not a plate of barbecue that I've ever turned down or don't like. And I don't care if it's ketchup, vinegar, or mustard based. I like them all. So we'll fit in just fine down here with what we can do on the football field also. But what will it look like, right? It'll start with this. We are going to recruit young men that take their education seriously, that take being a part and take pride in being a part of the Lenoir-Rhyne community, the campus community, and the city of Hickory itself. That's where things will start. What will it look like going forward, right? We will have discipline about us. Okay? And I don't mean in a militant way, right? But we will have discipline. We will have very high expectations on what a Bear football player is. How they walk, how they act, how they dress, how they function on campus. There will be high expectations and we'll work to live up to them. When we don't live up to them, there'll be consequences. But at the end of the day, we're here to change young men, right? Not put them out to pasture. So we need to make sure that we're in the business of changing their lives so they can be the best they can. But we will have discipline here, right? We will have an attitude of gratitude to understand that this is a special place. And not all Division II schools look like LR. Between the bricks, in the new weight room, right? Even just the amount of support that's here to hear me talk at a press conference. We will have an attitude, we have a swagger about us. That swagger will come from our preparation. We will practice hard. We will work really hard in practice, so when we get out there on Saturday, it's nothing that they haven't seen or haven't been through or been tested around. But we will have an attitude about us and a confidence that'll come from our preparation. Okay? There will be a trust. Right, this will be the biggest thing for us going forward is trust. Right, there's a group of men that have never met us. right, as coaches. I've had some communication with a lot of them, and we're excited to get them back on the 12th, but we will work really hard to earn these players' trust. This is a non-traditional coaching change, right? You're losing a coach that did a great job. So we don't need to come in here and reinvent the wheel. We're going to do it our way, and trust me, but it'll be in a way that honors LR, and it'll be a way that continues the success and the foundation that's already been built here over the last few seasons under Coach Cronin. All right, but a big part of that will be gaining the trust of the 100 or so players that are already here, and then them trusting us as a staff that we have their best interests at heart. We will love them unconditionally, and we will work hard so that they know that when we press them, it's so that they are the best version of themselves going forward. And when you have that, you can coach them hard, you can be demanding, and the discipline stuff and aspect becomes very, very easy. So there will be a trust about us. There will be an effort that we play with. You will never, you may question what I called, which I hear that may happen, but there will never be a question on our effort when we're between the bricks or on the road. We will play with extreme effort, we will play with a care for one another, and we will not let the folks that came before them who have built the foundation down, right? And that starts in practice. Again, you'll hear me talk, I'm a process guy. Right? How you do anything is how you do everything. So it'll start in practice. The second they go down those steps, when they cross that white line, there will be those expectations that they do everything the way that we want so we can walk, talk, and act like a champion before we really are. All right? And that'll be a big deal. But our effort will be everything. Again, process driven. One of my favorite quotes is from Amelia Barr. All right? It says, "It is always the simple that produces the marvelous." Right? If you can't block, if you can't tackle, and you don't run to the football with a passion and excitement or play fanatical special teams, you won't win many games. All right? And that'll be a key for how our success is going forward. Will be unbelievable effort, and it will begin with what we do daily in practice when no one else is even watching or paying attention. Okay? There will be a focus about us. Okay? You can't have these dreams and you can't have a vision if it's not in very clear focus. All right? And focus for me is an attention to detail. It may be to tuck your shirt in. It may not be to have gum in the weight room. It may be to have your shirt tucked in on game day or your back flat. There will be a focus. Is it really that I care that much about what those things are? No, but it's to get them to concentrate. Kids today are distracted, right? On their phones constantly, or everything distracts them. So I want them to focus on very small details, right? Very small details. We just told you, we don't need to make big, huge, sweeping changes. There will be change, but we need to eliminate the few things that have kept us from getting to where we want to be further in the playoffs. And so that focus will come into play when we do that. Finally, there will be an energy and an excitement, right? We have high energy coaches, right? They will be on the road, they will be involved in the community, and our players will mimic and feed off of that energy. That energy will be positive energy. I want half full people. I want people excited about LR. I want people that understand, again, players that understand what a tremendous opportunity this is to play Division II football, to get an unbelievable education, and to do it in an environment that's second to none in the nation. And so we will have an energy about ourselves each and every time we hit the field between the bricks. There'll be an enthusiasm. Again, energy, enthusiasm, a little bit the same thing, but it's contagious. It's contagious. When teams win, that enthusiasm, that excitement to be around one another and be part of the football family will be contagious. And that'll be a big part of what we do. All right, from there, we will work to develop our physical toughness, right? I value the line of scrimmage. Do you understand that? I value the line of scrimmage. We will run the football here. If you want to win championships, you must run the ball. Now, it won't look like it's always looked, all right, but that's okay, not much does. But there will be a commitment to the line of scrimmage offensively and defensively. You must run the football, you must stop the run if you want to win championships, period. To do that, you must be a physical group. You must relish the physicality of the game of football. We will work hard in the weight room. We have an elite strength and conditioning coach in Trent Caldwell. We have the best facilities in Division II to train our student athletes in, to fuel our student athletes in, and that'll be a big part of what takes us to not just an SAC championship, but further down the road, all right? And that'll be a big deal. Hey, quiet down over there. my little guy, he's 6 months. I can't up down him yet, so we'll just have to let him go. He's hungry. He's a Jacob. So, all right. Okay. The last thing will be, other than the physical toughness, all right. Other than a physical toughness, you must be mentally tough. Right? Kids quit too easy today. We will stress them in practice. We will put them in uncomfortable situations. So again, when they are tested and taxed on game day, that it's second nature to them. Nothing will be uncertain. The game of football ebbs and flows. The breaks won't always go their way. But if you reverse your enthusiasm, we will win more games than we lose. And that's the plan. All right? And if we do all that stuff, we will be champions. And I'm not just talking about SAC champions. The goal here is, I understand the expectations, I relish in that, right? I'm a competitive person. I tell my kid, I can't play board games with my kids because I won't let them win yet, all right? That's just not the way I'm wired. But our goal is to be the first private institution in the modern era to win a national championship and to do it between the breaks. We look forward to getting started. Again, I'll be around today, but we'll be out hitting the pavement in recruiting. I appreciate every single one of you, all that you have alumni and former players and community members have given to make this such a special place and such a special opportunity, not just for my family, for our new assistants. We can't wait to see y'all between the bricks. Go Bears.